Okay, we're back. We're back. Welcome to another episode of the Xevi Had a Problem podcast. It's your host, Xevi, with my sister, Menda, over here. We're on episode, 15 after this extremely long hiatus. It's been a while.
Hey,
it's been
how
a while.
y'all doing?
It's been a while, but surprise.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, we back.
We're back. We missed you guys.
Yeah, absolutely missed you guys. Truly. And I miss doing these, man. I miss vibing out, just having a good time, being able to, talk about what we want to talk about, and just getting to things, man. So that being said, we got a sponsor too. Shout out to you guys because everything
our first sponsor.
Everything that comes our way, it's absolute thanks to you guys. So we got our first sponsor that we will be introducing later in the video. But for now, Xevi just like to get it started. Xevi just like to talk about things and get straight to it. We're going to talk about a host of topics, but what I want to talk about first, man, I want to talk about Tyra Banks real quick because, dude, I'm going down TikTok. I'm online yesterday and I see a wild clip of Tyra Banks, and I realized that people have been talking about Tyra Banks and particularly her show,
America's Next Top Model.
Right, but there was did she have two shows though?
She had the Tyra Banks show,
right,
which was more like a daytime television show, like Dr. Phil. And then she had America's Next Top Model, which was a reality show competition.
Okay, just to be clear for the folks, these are two completely separate shows.
Both were insane.
Both were insane?
Yes.
Okay, so both of these shows were insane, but these are two completely separate shows. Now, I have a question for you, Menda. So, are the shows insane because the shows were just insane in general, or was Tyra Banks really like the focal of the insanity? You know what I mean? Like, they're both Tyra Banks' shows, so is it like Tyra Banks was the wild force in both of these shows, so both of these shows are crazy, or they were just crazy shows?
Well, there would be crazy things that would happen in the show that she would facilitate, like pretending to faint, or like pretending to be like homeless, so she would give herself a makeover and like live in the streets for a day, or wearing a giant fat suit.
That's kind of interesting.
Or like changing races, just things that were very interesting.
Okay, so let me just say this. So there was this one particular thing that I saw the other day when it came to, this was America's Next Top Model. And there was 14 girls, okay? There was 14 girls that were going to be chosen for the show. Now, for those of you that don't know America's Next Top Model, they chose America's Next Top Model, right? It was Tyra Banks. She had a show with a couple of judges, and the person who they select was going to be a model, okay? So there are 14 people that they were going to select to go into this next round, right? 28 people total. Let's start there. 28 people walk in. They say, okay, 14 of you guys are going to go on to the next phase to be America's Next Top Model, all right? Okay, so they say, open your envelopes, okay, and see what you see. 14 girls out of the 28 open their envelopes. They see their headshots, basically alluding to you're going to the next round. In fact, the judges were like, hey, they were like super excited looking at the girls that saw their picture. They're like, oh, you got your picture. They're like hyping them up. They're like, yo, you got the picture. You're in. The 14 girls are shouting at the top of their lungs. They are happy, right? The other 14 girls, though, because remember, there's 28 girls total, get a blank sheet of paper. They open their envelope. They don't see their pictures. They don't see their headshots. So it seems they have not been selected to go to the next round. Okay, man, does that make sense?
Yeah, I think
so. Right, the opening makes sense, right? So as soon as, listen to this next part closely, okay? As soon as those 14 girls get their headshot, as soon as they're selected, they're ushered off camera immediately, okay? So they're just like, congrats, come on, let's go. That's it, okay? So you got the girls cheering and they leave. But the cameras then the whole time are basically showing the 14 girls that didn't get chosen, and they're like super sad. And the host, the judges, say, okay, Tyra Banks wants to say goodbye to you guys personally. She likes to say goodbye to everyone. She wants to say goodbye to you guys personally. Mind you, the 14 girls that got selected, again, they're gone. They're completely gone, okay? I'm waiting for them to come back personally. They don't come back. Spoiler alert. So the 14 girls that just see their blank sheet of paper, still looking sad the whole time. Tyra Banks comes down. She's standing on the top of the stairs. She says, hey, she's talking to them. She's like, let me show you guys, where you guys are going to be going, because, it's not looking good for y'all. They're super sad. They follow Tyra. They follow her to the next room. They see their clothes packed up and everything. And then they tell them, just kidding. You guys have been selected. You guys are the 14 that are going to be going on to the next round.
I just don't know why it was necessary.
No, listen, Menda. I don't understand. Okay, because immediately we have a few questions, don't we, audience? Don't we have a few questions?
I do.
Bro, Menda, the 14 girls that were selected were just never shown again. Are you kidding? So what happened? Did they tell them right as soon as they got off camera, oh, you know what? You guys were just used you guys are actually not selected. Menda.
I think by the time they figured it out, they were probably already on the Delta plane.
But this is what I'm saying. At that point, the lack of caring for these people, they must have just ushered them straight to the airport. Yeah. And they must have thought they were still going on the show as soon as they were sitting at home. You know what I'm saying? They must have been chilling at dinner saying, ooh, I can't wait till the next scene. Golly! You're gone.
That must have been a wild TSA check.
No, they just never said anything about them. They were completely gone and we just moved on to the next scene. Nah, bro.
Because it was just normal. I watched every episode as it came out, and it was just like a, woo, that was a crazy. And then this next scene.
But that's the
those
crazy
people
part.
Didn't exist to me anymore.
That's why I wanted to bring this up, because it's crazy us thinking this now. I can sit here and watch this and think this now. But, and I remember you watch the show all the time. I remember as a kid, thinking for stuff like this, it's normal in a sense. That wasn't a big deal, right? It's oh, they're gone. We on to the next. Were we just less empathetic human beings in the 2000s? You know what I mean?
I think we were just trying to be entertained, and we were 12.
Nah, but bro, Menda, it's not even that. I think it's more than that, because the thing is, when it comes to shows back then, older shows back then, older movies, they used to get away with a lot. They used to be able to get away with a lot of things. They used to be able to do literally whatever they want.
I think there was just a little bit less education back then. Things, as time went, I think the more socially aware people became. And now we can look back and be like, oh, damn.
Social awareness.
Yeah, same way back then, I'm sure they could look back at people, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago and were damn, that's a lot. So I'm sure 20 years from now, people are going to be looking back at what we're doing.
But I feel like we had a good point. No.
I don't know. That show Baddies is kind of crazy.
What was show Baddies?
Oh, it's a show called Baddies. People just be fighting on there
Oh, is that the Bad Girls Club?
No, it's the lesser version of the Bad Girls Club.
You remember the Bad Girls Club?
I do. I watched every episode.
Them folk were just fighting.
Yeah, but they were fighting for a reason. They were fighting because they were being petty, or they're trying to get back at somebody. But Baddies, they're just fighting to fight. You might as well just call it UFC.
Interesting. I might look into the show. Well, regardless.
You don't have to.
So I guess that's why Tyra Banks basically has a documentary out on her now. Was it a documentary about the show itself, America's Next Top Model?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because after the pandemic, during the pandemic, I think people didn't really have much time, and they started to rewatch the show again. They were just this is insane. This is crazy.
America's Next Top Model.
Yeah, and it just became a running joke about how insane the show was, and how they would just do things cut a girl's hair and then send her off the next day, or close people's gaps on their teeth, and just a bunch of nonsense things. And so I think they were just the American Next Top Model showrunners and the executive producers. They're trying to capitalize on the attention that the show has gotten now.
So that's why they made this documentary.
By doing a documentary, yeah.
Saying, oh, we were insane. We were definitely insane, and we did a bunch of wild stuff. Basically kind of
Well, that's what we were expecting. I think people were expecting to see some kind of accountability from them, talking about, damn, my bad. But no, Tyra kind of just shifted the blame to us as the viewers of well, you guys are watching the show.
She said it's what y'all wanted to see. She said it's what the world wanted to see.
Yeah, literally, mind you, I'm 12. I literally just graduated middle school, so you're actually a grown-ass woman. She's literally in her 30s. She was in her 30s. She was an executive producer. She had a lot of power in the show, but she would still do things that were very questionable and unethical to these girls.
Now, I don't remember the show itself, so I can't say, but of course, I'm going to take the word for everybody saying the show is wild. I saw what I saw, and that was definitely a wild moment. I do have a question, though. and I transfer this question to the audience as well. I do wonder, is it okay to do stuff like that if it is a show somebody wants to see back then?
No.
No, I'm saying like, listen. Hold on. Like, everybody was crazy back then, like in the 2000s, this era, right? Like when it came to shows, like, was she supposed to be the only show that like wasn't crazy? You know what I mean? Like, did she have a responsibility? So I'm saying, to be like I think, wasn't every show's mindset like that in a sense? Like,
I mean, the stuff that she was doing were things that she didn't have to do, though. Like,
see, okay.
We're trying to do
now
extremes.
it's just unnecessary, you're saying.
Yeah, like, I mean, sure, shows like try to push extremes because they want views and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. So like the show extreme, like shows pushing extremes was like all the rage in the 2000s and all that. So you're saying she pushed it to a limit, like.
Yeah, it doesn't make it okay.
That's why people are upset. Okay, so
yeah,
they're upset at her specifically because her show, she just took it too far.
Absolutely, she was definitely, they were abusing these women mentally, and like it wasn't just her. To be fair, and right, the judges were also complicit. That's why they were also in the documentary. Yeah, just nasty bullying. It was just it was a lot. It was a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So not good stuff. Okay.
Not great.
Noted. Okay. That being said, look, let's just jump straight to the next topic. That's how we're going to do it, man. That's how we're going to do this podcast. We just going to yap, bro. We just going to yap. We just going to
Isn't that what we always do?
That is. But I feel like there was a little more structure before, a little tiny bit, where it was like, there was like an overarching like topic or like a goal where there's like some Xevi's fable, ASAP fable, like ending where there's like some sort of like lesson. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna title this. This is about to be the most. I don't know. Look, right now, this is what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about Bill Gates. We're gonna talk about Bill Gates because you know Xevi be on Bill Gates' ass. Hey,
you do.
No, listen. I've been trying to tell y'all since day one. William Gates. Y'all gotta watch that man. I'm telling you, and I'll say it again every time I bring up William Gates. When I first noticed something was off about bro was I watched a documentary about William Gates, man. I always tell you this.
You do.
It was the weirdest thing. It was weird. The documentary was supposed to be making Bill Gates look good. It was super nice music in the background. Dun, 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 dun. But they were saying, William Gates, don't tell him a secret that you don't expect for him to expose. Bill Gates will do anything for himself and nothing for you. Like, I'm sitting there like, hey, yo, endorsed by Bill Gates. Like, this dude has no, like, you're doing all these things, So I'm saying the things that he is ashamed of, those are the things that could be the scary thing. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
Like these are things that he's okay with being in a documentary about him. Basically, Bill Gates, he prided himself on, like, his close friend was Steve Jobs, and he took Steve Jobs' ideas when he felt like it, and he just said it out loud, said it in the courtroom when Steve Jobs eventually sued him. He said, no, Steve Jobs told me his idea, yes, but if you tell me your ideas, I'm going to take it. That's it.
I guess I admire the honesty.
I guess so, but I said the things that he's not honest about, I said, man, y'all got to watch out for William.
You got to watch out for me, actually. There was no way that would be me. That's for sure.
No, you say you go get your get back on William's head or high water.
Oh, yeah, I take two.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a fact, because look, I'm not gonna lie, because the way Epstein was talking about him now, real quick, what we're gonna be talking about is his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein and all that. It's still technically and allegedly, there's no like concrete evidence. But Bill Gates' name has popped up around Jeffrey Epstein multiple times. And, this last recent iteration of Epstein's files, Bill Gates' name pops up in emails, okay? So it's basically Epstein. And, bro, man, these emails are hilarious because Epstein is going in on Bill Gates. He's basically like clowning bro. And Epstein, if you see his emails and if you see him talk, he talks smack. Like he talks a lot of smack. It's basically on some, like, you know that one friend that you might have that's just a hater? Like, I'm not saying like Epstein was a hater, but you know the hater friend that whenever you speak to them, like they never say, like they're always saying something wrong, like off about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like congratulations on the car. Like, you know.
Just throwing shade.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to land this example, but my brain's a little off. Congratulations.
What's new?
Huh?
What's new?
Hilarious. Congratulations on the car. No, man. I wanna do an example.
I can't help you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Congratulations on the car, but did you chose red? Like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so Epstein is basically like that friend, okay? So in Epstein's emails, right, he's basically he's emailing somebody about Bill Gates basically, and he's basically airing out all of Bill Gates' tea, right? And
that's right.
He's airing out Bill Gates' tea, and he's saying, first of all, Bill Gates out here crying. Like, why Bill Gates out here crying to me? Like, you know, that's how he like opens up. Like he says, Bill Gates' conversation with Epstein. He says when Bill Gates went up to Epstein, he was crying and begging for Epstein to help him out. Okay, he said Bill Gates cheated on his wife. He said Bill Gates allegedly is known to be a serial cheater or known to have been a serial cheater. There's been multiple instances where, you know.
Well, I'm certainly not surprised.
Yeah, Bill Gates, they said cheating with employees, cheating with this and that.
I know it wasn't for looks.
Damn. So Epstein says, like, in an email, he's like, yeah, so Bill Gates was cheating on his wife with some Russian girls, and he said, Bill Gates comes up to me over here begging. Ugh. Talking about something, bro, help me out. You know, my wife is going to find out, like, you know, I got some transmitted diseases and I need you to basically give my wife antibiotics without my wife knowing. And Epstein, again, is saying all of this, airing out bro's tea. And I'm sitting there, not surprised. You know what I'm saying? It's William. But Bill Gates fesses up to this. He comes out and he says, yes, I was out there cheating.
Recently?
Yes. So Bill Gates comes out recently and he says, I was out there cheating with these Russian girls. He said, absolutely. And to me personally, it seems that this is one of those lesser of two evil type things to admit to. You know, because he said, hey, he also apologizes for being associated with Epstein in the first place. It seems he can't get away from that, right? But he says, basically, you got to wait for the other shoe to drop, okay? And the other shoe, immediately, Bill Gates is like, yeah, but I had nothing to do with Epstein, really, basically. Like, yeah, okay, I'm cheating. Yeah, I might have been associated with him in the past. But anything illegal that might have popped up when it comes to Epstein, keep my name out that sentence, you know. That's basically Bill Gates' thing. And I think this is like a strategy that a lot of people who, quote unquote, do wrong do, right? It's basically admit to the lesser of the two evils. But I want you to lock in for a second, okay? Because when it comes to Bill Gates himself, I think what he's not like fully aware of is, in my opinion, people don't really care about Bill Gates, okay? Like, I think generally nowadays there's so much going on that we could only like put things, hear me out here, into like categories, like broad categories, and just leave it there, okay? So like, you said you're associated with Epstein. You said you're cheating on your wife here and there with Russian girls. Boom. Like, I feel like all the little stuff where like it comes to like illegalities and like this, like Trump associated with Epstein. We're just putting it there. You know what I mean, Menda? Like, I think that's where these people are like slipping up in a sense. Like, we don't care about the little nuances of how you were talking to Epstein. Elon Musk, how much you were talking to. You were speaking to Epstein.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Elon's was embarrassing. He's a loser.
No, Elon's was wild. Elon's was absolutely wild. And remember I told you Epstein loves to talk smack. So in Elon's case, it was pretty much the same thing. Epstein was basically like in like emails to Elon. He was like, "Hey, bro, you can't pull up to my island like that." He's like,
Elon kept asking.
Nah, it was
asking.
Nah, this bro was begging. He was asking. He was begging.
Where are the wildest parties?
Elon said, "Where the wildest parties at?" This man was on his hands and knees. Type, emailing over and over. You know that friend that just be messaging you over and over again. You trying to give him the hint, bro. I could tell by these emails that Epstein was sending back to Elon that he was like, not like trying to reject it, but you know, like when your friend just be taking you over and over, like, you ready to go out? You ready? Bro, I'm trying to chill.
Oh, he's the definition of scaring the hoes.
That's what I'm saying. Like Elon, Epstein messaging bro back like one sentence type things. First time Epstein messaged Elon back, I thought, okay, maybe Epstein's just like a super professional guy. But I've read a few Epstein's email. When he want to message people, he messages people. But Elon messaging Epstein talking about something. Hey man, when can I pull up? You know, I'm trying to pull up to the thing.
That's not the right voice.
When can I pull up? Whatever, dude. You're so annoying. Regardless, Epstein's message back, Epstein's response back is like, I'll let you know tight. Like, you know. December, like we turned up in December.
Spring, summer.
Right? Yeah, we turned up December. I'm like, okay, one sentence, maybe Elon get the message. No, Elon don't get the message. Elon's messaging him, by the way, like year after year, like every single. He's like, hey, it's around that time. It's around that time.
That's so embarrassing.
Yeah, I know. Or he's like, it's around that time. Like I'm just checking. Like, is now? Like, can you let me know if now's a good time? Epstein. Yeah, man, let you know.
Even the predators don't want to hang out with him.
Bro, he's like, come December-ish. And then the last time they messaged, Epstein basically, said, that I let you know thing. And then he told him, afterwards, he's like, bro, I'm going to be in New York this time of year, so just don't pull up. I'm like, damn. Nah.
Take a L, big dog.
At that point, you got to heat up. At that point, if you Elon, you got to crash out. You just got to crash out for the fun of it. I mean, you don't know if if he's talking too crazy. You don't know if he's like disrespecting you like that, but you got to crash out just for fun, just for the ignorance of it. That's what Elon's not understanding. Sometimes you gotta come in with ignorance, man. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, sure. You could sit up there and be like, oh, yeah, maybe Epstein just had something to do in New York. Or you could keep it real. That's just some side advice for you, Elon, so you won't look crazy in moments like this. Now you being talked about crazy on some podcast by some siblings. But if you kept it real, if you message him back with some, man, I ain't even trying to pull up to your island anyway, stupid.
But he can do that, but it's still going to sound lame.
That's true. Maybe you got to crash out with some ignorance. But like you're not like, hey man, you know what? That's right. I just remembered. I got nah. There's nothing you can say. You done.
Oh, he's just a dweeb, bro. So I don't know.
I
wasn't gonna pull up to your island anyway.
You cook. Yeah, I think that's the problem. I think no matter what it is, when it comes to Elon Musk, like people are gonna. It's just you don't have that. Let's say aura. Initially, then people are already gonna make the narrative no matter what Elon types back, no matter this and that.
You can't buy aura. He's a billionaire, but damn, you're still lame.
You can't buy it. You said what?
Being a billionaire and still being lame. Damn.
Yeah, I feel like the funny thing is money doesn't. I think people know this deep down, but like it's really like easy. Money doesn't buy you knowledge. Money doesn't buy you that aura stuff, right? Money doesn't buy you any of this stuff. I feel like that's just been like the eternal con that people are hopefully finally getting over and like realizing that, dude. Like I swear, Menda, and you could tell me your opinion on this, but it's always been my thought that let's say you're just genuinely an ugly looking human being, okay, and subjectively to somebody, like let's say somebody to you is like hideous, okay, but they're like a billionaire. Can that money really like make them better looking to you in any sense? Like, would it make you give them a chance? Okay. Okay, let me speak for myself. I just feel like I can't. Maybe it's because patriarchy and all that. Maybe because I'm a guy or something. Is that how this works or something? Because I feel like, nah, screw that. Because I would want a girl who's rich as hell. First of all, respectfully, shout out my dog ASAP Rocky. But golly, I can have some money. But if I had a billionaire like Rihanna, I would prefer that. Let's say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have zero shame in my girl buying me a whip, buying me a crib, and all that. Okay, this is what I'm saying. All right. So
I feel like we're losing the plot.
Oh yes, we are losing the plot. So let me try to guide back. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if like she was just, and I thought of somebody in my head, so I won't say it out loud because we gonna get canceled. If she was very, 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 very rich, but like knew that she was rich and like thought the money would make me like her, I feel like she would get a rude awakening. I feel like I couldn't even fake that, is what I'm trying to say, man. Like, if somebody who's like a billionaire, but they're just like respectfully ill, like.
I think it is different for men and women.
You think so?
Yeah, I think, like I said, patriarchy and, women competing for resources, women seen as their values, what they look like, versus not so much for men. So.
Oh, man, I guess it's hard for me to put my perspective, like, from a woman's perspective, but damn, bro, if he ugly.
Look, money's loud, but
money is loud.
It doesn't unlame you. That's the thing.
Bro, can you imagine a lame, ugly dude? Like, appreciate the million, but like a lame, ugly dude, like. No, let's steer back. Let's steer back to some of these topics I want to talk about.
Let's get back on the freeway.
Nah, let's get back on the freeway.
Where are
man.
we?
Chilling, man. We chilling. We just coasting. We just caught.
Point is, Elon's lame.
Yeah, what is the point? Oh, is that the point?
That's the point for me. Elon's lame. Bill's weird.
Hey, yo, yeah, I guess that's what we was talking about.
Lakers in 5.
Hey, Lakers in, well, maybe not this year's Lakers, but hopefully. Regardless.
Lakers in 8. I don't know
Lakers,
at this point.
8 is crazy. Okay, so, all right, now it's time for a quick ad break. Shout out to our sponsor for today's video, GLD, who sent me this dope bracelet. Yeah, let me get up close in there so y'all can see that boy shine. That boy kind of dope. Yeah, check it out. All right, fellas, let's be real. Buying men's jewelry can be a nightmare. It was low quality junk that snapped after a week or was insanely marked up and overpriced. That's why I rock with GLD. You get quality built pieces that are built to last and they don't break the bank. And unlike other companies, GLD only uses real gold. None of that cheap stuff. Every single stone is meticulously hand set. Plus, their proprietary production process makes sure you're getting the highest quality jewelry possible. You can literally see and feel the difference. You know that feeling you get when you put on a new chain? It just hits different. It elevates your whole fit. The confidence, the compliments you get, the way you carry yourself instantly changes. And GLD has it all. Chains, pendants, rings, earrings, watches, you name it. And listen, don't just take my word for it. Over 2 million customers and 50,000 reviews back it up. Not to mention it's worn by some of the biggest names out there. Justin Bieber, ASAP Rocky, Micah Parsons, Tyreek Hill, Malik Nabers, and a ton more. The best part is every single piece is guaranteed to last. It's literally built to last the rest of your life. Work hard and change the game. For a limited time only, customers are getting an insane deal. Use code XEVI to get 50% off at GLD.com. That's 50% off with code XEVI at GLD.com. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know that we sent you. And that is it for our sponsor. Now back to our podcast. Let's jump to some education. What we're going to talk about is Donald Trump's Supreme Court ruling. Oh my goodness, learning, right? Yeah, well, we got to learn a little bit, right? So if you guys remember a while back, Donald Trump had his whole tariff thing going on. And I thought this was really, really interesting because the Supreme Court just came out and okay, we don't got to go into extreme details, but they basically ruled against his global sweeping tariff thing, basically saying, when Donald Trump came out and said, I put tariffs on everyone because I feel like it. They basically said, okay, Donald Trump can't do that. And what's really interesting about that to me is the fact that politicians and people can do whatever they want and basically ask for forgiveness later, in a sense.
They don't even ask for forgiveness.
Exactly. Not even ask for forgiveness, but just say, like,
just hope we forget.
Just hope we forget, in a sense, because what Donald Trump did was in such a gray area of things to do when it comes to tariffs, that he knows that it would take a while anyway for people to look back into the law. And they did look back into the law. It says, okay, simply enough, Congress is the branch that can create tariffs and makes tariffs. Okay, how did Donald Trump create tariffs? Well, Donald Trump went back and there was this one law like 50 years ago that made it so a president in these certain times may and or may not have the opportunity to create a tariff or two. Great. So Donald Trump looks at that and says, wow, I can make tariffs. And this is what I mean by we got to get it together. Okay. We have to get it together in terms of laws and rules. Because the thing is, if you guys remember Donald Trump just going into Venezuela and doing it was basically the same thing. It's Donald Trump looked at a law that happened a while ago that basically said presidents can do things when there's emergencies, and technically going into Venezuela is an emergency because the Venezuelan president needs to get arrested, and to arrest the Venezuelan president you need to send people to arrest him, but the people who are arresting the Venezuelan president are technically American citizens. To protect those American citizens, you need to send the actual army to protect the American citizens. And while the army's there, you might as well arrest the Venezuelan president. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. And then they look back, right, at the laws and they say, can Donald Trump do this? Oh, no, it turns out, yeah, that's stretching the rules. It's already done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's already done, right? So, looking back at these things when it comes to tariffs specifically, them looking back and saying, oh, yeah, clearly the law states that Congress are the only people that could do tariffs and all that, but we let them do it anyway. Donald Trump, stop. Don't do it again. The thing is, businesses and everyday people have lost millions upon millions of dollars. Okay. And the funny thing is, it makes me think like this is the reason why these rules and laws are placed in the first place. It's so a disaster doesn't happen. And after the disaster's fact is when you say, oh yeah, we made those laws and rules for a reason, so let's go. The disasters happen. What is the point of the rules and laws if the disasters are able to happen anyway? You know what I'm saying, Amanda? Like, so that's what I mean by we just have to get it together with being able to watch out for that precedent thing where it's just because there's like a little loophole, there's a little line that says this might. They're not even good ones. That's what's. Let me rant here for a second. That's what's frustrating me because I be looking into this stuff. It's stuff that's so like it's just unclear. It's just things that are unclear. It's not something that's like a full out written law. So it's basically something that a judge needs to sit there or a Supreme Court needs to sit there and use their best interpretation. And that's basically what they're here for. They look at things that are unclear and they use their best interpretation. But it's things where I feel like us sitting here like average people on like a daily basis, like we could just sit there and just roll our eyes and make a decision in a sense. Like it's like everything I told you for a minor example about Donald Trump going into Venezuela and taking the president. If somebody came to you personally, and told you, okay, Donald Trump wants to go to Venezuela because he said that whole thing about technically the people that they want to arrest the Venezuelan president are American citizens. So you're probably gonna roll your eyes, be like, no, he can't go. That's simple. Right? It doesn't have to be like extremely overly complicated. It's not even a good precedent, is what I'm saying. So that's what frustrates me personally, and when it comes to these whole things about the fact that let's say Donald Trump or anybody really stretches the law to their liking, it's the fact that they're quote unquote allowed to do it anyway. It's not an easy fix. I'm not saying I have solutions here, like Supreme Court's got to do this, the law's got to do this. I'm just saying it's stuff where you roll your eyes at. It's not even a crazy good reason to where you can debate. It's like just people are just saying anything and doing whatever they want. It's kind of ridiculous. Ooh, I needed to get that off my chest.
Well, you certainly did. You certainly did.
Yes, I sure did. So, like, barring that, yeah, so Amanda, tell us a little about, because, you know, I said a little earlier in my rant, my speech, you know, companies losing, you said billions, you said to me earlier? They lost billions for the whole tariff thing?
Yeah, so Trump's tariffs cost companies over $130 billion,
Wow.
and the average families, or...
No, go ahead, take it.
Tariff costs families an average of $1,000, and the Federal Reserve Bank of New York found
families
that...
like us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the crazy part is that the Federal Reserve Bank of New York found that 90% of the tariffs were paid by the American consumer. So, you know, damn well the companies were not having that come out of their pockets. Well, they ended up shifting it to us.
That's what we were talking about in the beginning too. It's when you think tariffs, you're thinking like your only businesses are being affected. Absolutely not. You think they're going to pay a cent? It's going to be passed on to the consumer, which is us, right? So we basically pay all of that. And it's basically off of, oops, we messed up on the law there. Our bad. Donald Trump, don't do that again.
I feel like it's basically that Trump will enact a law that he knows is not going to pass.
Yeah.
But by the time the courts get to it,
yeah,
it'll be a year.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it'll be a year from now. The damage has already been done, and then the courts rule that it's actually unconstitutional, and then it starts to get rolled back. Yeah. But it's already too late at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like rules and laws are here for a reason. That's what I think personally. Yeah, sometimes you gotta skirt the law, as they say, but if in my opinion, actually, this is a fact, I think, when it comes to politicians and all that, you gotta understand that politicians and all that, just people. It's just people, and the more you get into this, the more you realize, you know, how much policies like are literally just a person's thoughts. Like, it's like a president, the country, let's say the United States or any country, could be taken in a completely different direction when a whole new president comes in. It's their whole how do you say that word? Ideology, that's it. It's their ideology and it's their philosophy that they try to bring to life. It could be a completely different direction. So, you know, Donald Trump's ideology and philosophy, you know, listen, you gotta understand, and I don't say this as, you know, somebody who's overtly just hates Donald Trump, but you gotta understand, Donald Trump has failed his whole life. He has failed his whole life, and what's one thing that he's really, really good at is making it seem like he didn't, or, you know, masking things, and he's an expert at that. But his actual merits has just been failure,
failing upward,
but failing nonetheless. And the thing is, I think, you know, here's the thing. I think anybody could fail, let's say, upward, as long as you say, I have failed upward, in a sense. Failure is failure. But I think as long as you walk in and you say, I didn't fail, then sure, that's upward. And then maybe there's something in never giving up, but I don't want to be taken with you along that journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you do that on your own, if you fail in your own companies, that's one thing, but you're running basically the company of the United States of America, and you cost, just right off that sentence right there, you cost the average American family $1,000, right? You cost companies billions, and you said, damn, I messed that up. I thought it would work. Like, damn, that is a failing of your job, you know? Oh, dang, okay, let's just move on to the next topic. Let me just try something else. Oh my goodness, this is what I'm saying. You taking me along for the ride, Don?
We're victims of his incompetence. But
incompetence.
Because people will say that, oh, well, I mean, but he's president, so that means he didn't fail. But how's he doing? You know,
as president? Anybody can fail. Like, anybody can fail. It don't gotta be Donald Trump. It could be any president. It could be anybody. Could just make mistakes. Like politicians, presidents, all that. They're not infallible. They're not infallible. Like, you know, they're gonna fail a lot, and this guy just fails often. Anyway, that's why I don't like talking about Donald Trump. He be getting me like, bro.
I need to preserve the brain cells that I have.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just gonna be the same old thing when it comes to Don. I feel like I'm in like a freaking Infinite Tsukuyomi when I'm talking about Donald Trump. You don't know what Infinite Tsukuyomi is? Look up Naruto. But it's. I feel like I'm just like in like a
coma, just a never ending,
just a never ending
that you can't escape.
Never ending thing that you can't escape. Like it feels like I'm talking about the same thing over and over again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about something else, and what we're gonna talk about is bro, Mendo, what's going on in BAFTA? Like what am I seeing? And mind you, I didn't look into this topic too exact, so I'm gonna need you to read something out for us. But during BAFTA, I guess there was a man with Tourette's.
BAFTA is an award ceremony, by the way. It's
an award ceremony.
Yeah,
for people the movies
in Britain. Yeah, so basically, I mean, it's not exactly like. Pause. I just stopped.
Hey, does it stand for British Actors Awards? Award. All
right.
Award is one of the things. Acting is one of the things. Britain.
2 out of 3. So it's the British Academy Film Awards. It's an annual.
But what's the F and the what's the F and the T?
The British Academy Film Awards.
F. But what about the T?
I don't know
what
you're
making this seem crazy, but there's a T in there.
There is a T.
That's BAFA.
Oh, okay.
British Academy.
British Academy of Film and Television Awards.
British Academy of Film and Television Award. Okay.
Yes.
So the British Academy of Film and Television Awards had a dude that had Tourette's. Shouting out the N-word while two black men. Bro, I swear to God, like when people be reporting stuff, that's how they say black. That's what they say. Black. They say black man. They put some force.
Capital B.
In that, yeah. I said, damn. Like
capital B, capital L.
Yeah, they said 2 black men. Oh, God, yeah. So Michael B. Jordan and what's my man's name?
Delroy Lindo. Okay, yeah.
Delroy Lindo. So they were on stage, right?
Right. So Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan were presenting an award or accepting an award. Woo! It's been some time. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
You have to bear with us. But regardless,
how we was like before? Huh? Isn't this how we was like before? Anyway,
I did no research.
Nah, it's good. We learning with everybody. We learn at the same time. But how much do you really look? So Michael B. Jordan and Delroy.
Because I want to be respectful because I love the movie and I love them as actors. But they were on stage and they were presenting, I believe. And a man with Tourette's, his name is John Davidson. Is
he an actor?
Yes, well, he's a part of a documentary that is talking about Tourette's syndrome, which is, or is it syndrome? Oh my God,
girl, you
so ignorant.
This is your job.
So, Tourette's syndrome. Yeah. So it's a nervous system disorder characterized by involuntary repetitive movements, vocal sounds, saying stuff that you like don't really want to say.
Okay.
It's just, they can't control themselves. They can't help it. It's a neurological disorder. So, he was in the audience and he started shouting the N-word at Michael B. Jordan and
was he shouting it at them or just shouting it in general? Is that,
it was while they were presenting to black men. So he was shouting it at them, but he couldn't like control saying it.
That's so. It's very interesting, and it's that.
Look,
I don't know anything about Tourette's, so let me. No, I'm not. This has nothing to do with what's the name? The man.
John Davidson.
John Davidson. But this has to me everything to do with like the fact that like they aired it. That's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. Right? So like the thing is like it's a disability at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He says that when he spoke with BAFTA, he was really nervous about going on there with the show airing live because he didn't want to say something that can offend people, and they had assured him.
But real quick, when it comes to live shows too, they're not like all the way. They're not really live. Right?
There was a delay, and they're able to remove things.
So they're able to remove things.
Yeah, and that's what they had told him. That's what they assured him.
Okay. So he did. So he came to them and said, "Look, hey man, I'm afraid I might say something that
Yes, and they had said that not to worry about it because they were going to be editing things out, and it wasn't going to be like a completely live thing. So he felt like he was set up when it came to that. I do think it's interesting though that there was another presenter.
He said he felt like he was set up?
Yes. Wow. And there was another presenter who was talking about Palestine, and BAFTA was able to edit that out. So
it's interesting.
Yeah, I did think it's interesting. And BAFTA is trying to kick the blame to the BBC for airing the slur that was, outbursted. So everyone's just trying to shift blame, this and that. I'm just not hearing an apology straight up. Like John Davidson, he did apologize if people feel like it wasn't sincere enough.
You know what's interesting? I feel like, it's tough because John Davidson, the man with Tourette's, right?
Yes.
To be clear. I feel like it's interesting because I'd be like, how, if we're either all in when it comes to mental health or we're not all in. I feel like there's no middle ground. Look, dude, I feel like look, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be honest. Look, I feel like he doesn't all the way need to apologize here. Let's say if he's apologizing where he's like, I'm sorry the situation happened, that's one thing. But I'm all in when it comes to mental health. He genuinely can't help it, right? So he's like, he said a slur, but he doesn't mean to say it. I'm not gonna be, but I'm not gonna be on him to be apologize to me. But I'm like, bro, he didn't.
That's just a crazy that's true.
I don't know anything about Tourette's. Is what I'm saying. I don't know anything about Tourette's, so I'm not gonna sit here and be ignorant. But I'm like, that word selection with those two men on stage at this time, I'm like, dang. But I don't know anything about Tourette's. Is it
in your that's
so
wild.
Somebody might just have to educate us, but the fact of the matter is this did happen, and look, it's one of those things where I think most people are thinking it's just kind of what it is in a sense,
yeah, it's tough. It's really tough because I do feel like I was watching this TikTok that was saying that it was there's two marginalized groups against each other, people with Tourette's syndrome, because there are also Black people who have Tourette's as well. Mm-hmm. And then these Michael B. Jordan and Delroy, they didn't deserve to have to hear that. If you see Delroy's face, if you watch the video,
no, that's tough. It's definitely tough stuff. But I'm thinking
crazy.
Bro, what I be thinking, bro, is low key, we all bro, man, if I'm on. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but if I'm on stage and I heard that, I'm not tweaking. I'm like, come on,
you need to leave. Yeah. I need to get. No, bro, get up.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird.
Get up.
That'd be kind of weird because get up.
Look,
canceled. Canceled. What do you mean get up? You just gonna tell him to get up?
Look, on Crip.
You can't say that. You can't say. Excuse me, Crips. She's not a Crip. She just be saying that sometimes.
Sorry, y'all. I'm from the Valley. My bad. But
that makes it worse.
That's what I mean. I don't know. That's why I just be talking.
Excuse the appropriation of my sister, but you can't. But regardless, that's too. You can't tell a dude. You're just gonna be get up.
I mean.
Technically, you don't know he has Tourette's at the moment, but
no, and okay, yes, you have a disability, but that doesn't mean that I can't be affected by it. I have every right to be upset.
That's true. You can be
regardless.
Upset. You can be affected, but I feel like
it's offensive.
At that point, I'm just gonna be affected by just the world, or I'm just gonna have to shrug. I'm not gonna look. Personally, I'm a little weird, so I'm gonna. Maybe I'm not professional, but I'm gonna pause the show. I'm gonna say something.
Look,
we're not gonna sit. Listen to me. Hey, I don't know he got Tourette's, but I'm just y'all not just gonna sit up here and just look at me move on, tight. I'm distracted. I'm saying a thing, and if I heard, I'd be like,
I think the way
I'm like, word.
It was the way he said it.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be like, excuse me, can we pause for a second? Can someone explain to me what's going on? Why are we all just sitting there? They'd be like, Xevi, he has Tourette's. Oh, okay. Now we can move on.
I don't know.
I'd be like,
I don't know. I gotta stand it for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Look, dude, respectfully, look, y'all, man, this is gonna be the last podcast. This is gonna be the last podcast. I said to. But I'm not gonna lie, man, because bro, this is basically a sitcom moment, right? It's dude, I feel like you said, we can be absolutely respectful, but at the same time, we can't just like, bro, I feel like people put on airs that like you gotta be the grown one in the situation in a sense. Like, and hear me out. Let me finish what I'm trying to say. Let me finish my sentence. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna be upset. I'm not even gonna be mad or anything. But I feel like the powers that be gotta kind of do something in a sense, you know? Like maybe I can move on with the situation. But I'm saying like the power that be, like if I'm sitting there on stage and let's just say bro just says it like over and over again. I think it is my job still to be an announcer on stage to just sit there and just continue reading the war and all that, and we just gotta pretend like nothing's happening. I feel like the show gotta kind of do something. Like he said, he was afraid that he would say something, and I feel like he's the only one being honest in this situation, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like people around. Basically, what I'm trying to say is like they sitting there like
nobody wants to accept responsibility.
Nobody wants to accept responsibility. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to. It's like, damn. They're like, are we gonna be disrespectful if we put him like to the far, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's those tough questions that nobody wants to answer, so they just kind of let it happen anyway, and they're like, let's just.
Look, at the Sinners, like I feel like they've just been having the press run from like they've just been getting jumped every time, like not getting awards that they deserve. Like, well, at least for BAFTA, they did win Best Original Screenplay, which was, I guess, was the first movie by a black creator to win that award. Yah, hoo, hurrah, whatever. But like, I will say like that it should not have been aired. Like,
that's what we can all agree on.
Yeah, that's the
other
problem.
Stuff we can sit here and debate, or we don't know this, we don't know that. But I think there is one thing that we do all know. It's the fact that if they could have not aired this, they should have not aired this. Like,
yeah, if you're gonna take out Free Palestine, like I'm very confused why that would be taken out and what the issue was when it came to that. So somebody does need to get touched regardless. But it's just a shame that Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo have to be subjected to that and have to sit with that like embarrassment. Like the look on his face, like he looked like he got pulled back into a civil rights movement. Like, damn, bro, like his
did he really look pressed like that?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't watch the video, but like it's so cringe. Like
I wonder
his reaction, like Delroy's reaction, like it just.
I guess it's more embarrassing than anything.
That's
really.
What I mean. Like they don't deserve that.
Yeah, you're not like sitting there like.
Yeah, hopefully they can just come back to America at this point because I don't know what is going on out there. But
anyway,
the video was crazy though.
Ooh, I'm sick. So, all right, we'll stop the podcast here.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, we came in. Yeah, we yapped a little bit, and then you know, I feel like it's more like a catch up to the folks type thing, and you know,
yeah. How are y'all doing?
Feeling all that. Yeah, man. How is everybody? I hope everybody's good. Yeah, it's been a few months since we've been back, but again, it is very good to be back, and
Alrighty.
Nah, man, I love and appreciate you guys truly, and you know, let's come back more consistently, and you know, I'm gonna see you guys real soon. We'll see you guys real soon. Peace.